I'm going to let you do the intro this week, Gem.
Hi, Kate.
Who's Kate? I'm Jessica, your co-host.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 4 of our Millionaire Method.
The experiment.
Dun, dun,
Okay, so this week, as always, shameless plug for belief coding. This episode is brought to you by
Belief coding.
The Evolution in
Human potential.
Yes, it is. Okay, so this episode, we're going to go through the strategy side of Gemma's offer. So what we talked about last week, we talked about creating the offer. We talked about her value ladder. So now what we are going to do is we are going to start to talk about the actual strategy of how we're going to start generating clients for Gemma. So let me get open my notes. So what we're going to start looking at now is basically now she's got her offer, she needs more people who want the offer to know about the offer. And part of that process is building out something what we called a funnel. And essentially what a funnel is, it is literally a website. It's a website with email sequences, with offers. And this ties back to her core offers. And her core offers are what, Gem?
3K, 5K and 10K.
10 cray. 10 cray, don't even know what that is. But it's going to tie back to those offers. So and a big part of that is we want Gemma to start to be seen. So if you remember in episode 2, how much did you say that you'd earned from the second launch?
Just over 30 grand.
Just over 30 grand. So what we want to do with that is we want to, first and foremost, we want to use some of that money to put onto advertising. So Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Meta ads. For the purpose of this, we're going to probably stick to one platform. So Meta, which covers Instagram and Facebook. And the reason why we're only sticking to one platform, a lot of the time, you know, a lot of business coaches are like, you need to be on every platform. You need to have loads of different revenue streams. You need to do this, you need to do that. However, when you're trying to get your first million, you definitely don't need to do all of that. Your extra revenue streams will come when you've got systems in place, when you've got a team in place, when you've got people who can navigate the different revenue streams. Your various different revenue streams don't come when you're trying to make your first million, in my opinion anyway, because if you try and do it whilst you're making your first million, your focus is going to be here, there and everywhere. Whereas what we want here, we want Gem's focus to be on her core offering and then ascend them up the ladder. And just to put that into perspective, there's a guy in our inner circle, brilliant guy called Bill Von Finetti. He does 80 million a year, and his only offer is the same thing, and it's 5 grand, and he generates that kind of money. So this is I'm just thinking, actually, do you reckon we should go for the 80 million in 12 months instead of
why not?
Just gonna expand it out. How many belief coding sessions do it that we need to overcome those beliefs? 2.
I'm ready for it.
So what we're going to do now, Jem, and actually for all you guys, I want you guys to tap into this mini exercise that we're going to do now. Close your eyes. And I just want you to imagine that you're creating your funnel, you're putting yourself out there, thousands upon thousands of people are seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
A little bit anxious.
Okay, a little bit anxious. What else?
Bit vulnerable.
Okay, anxious and vulnerable. Why is it making you feel anxious and vulnerable?
Because I'm open to, I don't know.
You do?
Open to criticism.
Okay, I'll open your eyes. So it's really interesting. I had the same thing. So when I first started to do advertising and belief coding started to really take off, it was amazing because people were like, their lives were transforming. Like when it really started to gain weight and gain legs, and that loads of people in this transformation, it felt amazing. And then when I put adverts on, I was criticised. I was saying that I was taking advantage of people. I was a scam artist. All of this stuff came up. And when I read those comments, I was like, what? Like I didn't understand that. But part of me really felt it. And part of me was like, I'm not going to do advertising. It's not worth it. And then I was really aware of my thoughts. I was like, okay, this here is an opportunity of growth. And it stemmed back to, again, the person who abused me, he was rich. And because I was making money from this and people saying you're abused, like you're taking advantage, he was taking advantage from me and he had money.
Wow.
So it was really, and since I cleared those beliefs and healed that experience, or I don't like the word healed actually, transformed that experience, Like now, if people comment on my ads, I'm like, block, delete. I'm okay not seeing it, but it doesn't affect me in an energetic way. So what I want to do with you is, so you said it makes you feel anxious and
Vulnerable.
vulnerable.
That's what I was feeling, yeah.
And it was because
I feel like I'm open to people being able to criticize me and
okay. So should we see where that comes from?
yeah.
Yeah, because do you think if you feel that now, how do you think you're going to show up when we actually launch your funnel?
I think I'm going to be like if I'm feeling nervous now, I'm starting to feel nervous.
Are you feeling nervous? Yeah. Okay.
From being completely like power mode to now like
yeah. So should we see where it comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just tap here. And then anxious, vulnerable, being criticised. Where does it come from? Where does it come from? What's this to do with? What's this to do with? Where does it come from? Anxious. What's happened? Something's come up. What is it? You don't want to mention it.
It's not. It's just because I'm feeling like when I tried to start, it was a last business partner.
That's it then. That's the memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's come up?
That I'm not qualified enough to be teaching what I'm teaching.
Wow. So what's the connection?
What's the connection to?
To launching the funnel and to launching like your adverts, to like going into a launch?
That I'm not at that stage yet. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
It's like,
gosh, so can you see when you have these beliefs, how that internal feeling and those internal memories will prevent you from actually showing up to your full human potential capacity?
Yeah.
Isn't it wild?
Yeah. And because it's getting nearer and nearer, it's like,
yeah. So we are actually going to start going in. We're going to start, I think we're building out your funnel in the next week or two. We're going to do a full strategy day where literally we're going to go through everything. So the next step of this is when we're building out Gemma's funnel, we are going to start looking at a launch process. So when you think about going into your launch and actually being seen by people that you don't know and people you do know, what's coming up there? You look nervous just looking at you.
I feel nervous.
Your hands are going like this.
I've got that energetic thing of like nerves.
I
like
can
I'm
tell.
like this.
You literally like you've gone from being like this to like.
Yeah, I feel nervous because I'm obviously thinking about it, but there's going to be, I feel like I'm going to be nervous just showing up because I panic about stumbling. Like, yeah, I just feel nervous.
Oh, so this is exciting. So what we are going to do before we come in and film the next episode, all of these feelings and thoughts that are coming up for Emma, Who's Emma? That's my sister. It's because I'm doing this with my sister as well. That are coming up for Gemma. We are going to understand, why is she feeling like this? Because again, most entrepreneurs, they believe that this is normal, but we only believe it is normal because so many entrepreneurs feel it. Whereas actually, this feeling of nerves, this feeling of vulnerability, these feelings of anxiety, they're coming up because they come from a past experience where you felt of this, i.e. your last business partner. They need to be cleared and healed in order for you to show up 100%.
I'm ready for it, girlfriend.
I know you're ready for it.
Do I look nervous?
You did look nervous then. But again, this is the thing, right? So even when you're thinking about it, your body is reacting because your nervous system's kicking in to keep you where you are. Because let's look at it this way, right? So what is the cost of you not launching, not doing this?
What do you mean, what's the cost? What's the benefit of me not launching?
Yeah.
Staying safe.
Yeah, staying safe. But can you see, like, if you did that, if you didn't launch, then you're always going to be in that feast or famine mentality where you don't spend money on ads, you don't get exposure out there, you don't get seen. So then you have to do the same thing you've always done to try and find money. Whereas I remember when I first started doing business coaching, and I've not done it for years, and I think this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited to get back into it. When I first started doing business coaching, I used to teach, fair shame actually. I'm like, oh God, that's probably why I've not got back into it. This is my belief. I used to teach my clients how they could make like 100 grand in the first 12 months without spending any money on advertising. They could do it all themselves because that's what I did. Now, because I did that, that was bloody hard work because like, oh God, so much time and effort, just like trying to find people, like growing your community. Whereas now I'll quite happily spend like 100 grand on ads to get the right people into my challenge, to get the right people into my launch, people who are serious about changing the world. Whereas before I was like, oh, it's a slog. And I don't like, for me, I really want my life to I love my life and I want to carry on loving it. I don't want my life to feel such hard work where it's taking time away from my family, it's taking time away from seeing my kids grow up. So for me, like doing that is not doing what I'm doing now. That's the cost. It's the cost of my family life. It's the cost of my family time.
Yeah.
But when you step out of this, the first time, you've never done a paid lunch before, have you? How do you think it's going to go?
Well, look, I'm telling you, I'm already starting to feel nervous. But when I get these feelings, I know that on the other side of this is the success, because it's happened to me through many steps of the business process that I've been on in the last. So I know that it's going to be a success. Like, I have a knowing, but it's just obviously the podcast as well. Like, I'm showing up, I'm being vulnerable. Last week I was telling you about my little blip, and people are going to want to work with me. They're going to think I'm bloody. There's lots
that's coming up as well. So that's where this comes from. This is the thing I want you as a listener to understand. Like, whenever we have these thoughts are protective mechanisms to keep us where we are. So what you just said there, I'm even having these thoughts, are people even going to want to work with me? How's that make you feel?
It makes me feel like, when I'm saying that, I feel like there's going to be people, I feel like I'm going to be judged.
How's that make you feel?
Being judged makes me feel, vulnerable. Feel very vulnerable. Feel like I'm like an open book at the moment. Like.
Where does that come from, that feeling, if you had to guess? Feeling like an open book, feeling vulnerable, that people are going to judge you?
I don't know, because I've never actually, this is the first time I'm actually like putting myself out there myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apart from Vegas, when I had to do it in front of a bloody psychiatric doctor.
Oh my God, honestly, we'll touch upon that in a minute. But just go into it, like, where's this come from, this feeling? Because even now, your whole physiology's changed. Even just thinking about putting
I feel a bit sick.
Okay, so feeling a bit sick, where's it come from? Going to be judged? Will people even want to work with me? Oh, what's come up?
Just when I say a lot, that's crazy. It's crazy. I say crazy all the time.
And what did you think you were?
Crazy.
And
what's just come up for me then was when I first got fostered, and everyone was trying to tell to my foster parents, like, it's a crazy idea, you're taking this child on, she needs too much help. Like,
so what else is a crazy idea? That you may need too much help?
Yeah. It's all relatable, isn't it? It's that crazy.
It is crazy.
That's what's coming up.
Hey, but you know what?
Go on.
It's the 1% crazies that make it.
Yes! And I know that. Because it's wild.
It is wild.
Completely wild. But even then, just that's what I remember, the conversations of all the people around me talking about this crazy child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And do you know what else is just
now I've just had that awareness. Now I feel like I'm on fire. I feel like I can't wait to be crazy, stand up there, because it's inspirational for children. Like,
it is inspirational. I think this is the thing as well, right? So basically the way your subconscious works, we always have a bias. So your subconscious is always looking for what is safe for you to make its decisions, whether you take the action or you don't take the action. So we all have unconscious beliefs living in our subconscious, just literally there, laying dormant, but affecting every single decision that we make. As soon as you become aware of an unconscious belief, if it is safe enough for you to let it go, i.e. your subconscious has enough evidence that you don't need this protective mechanism, it can literally and instantly let it go. So just like we've done there with Jem, she's instantly been able to let stuff go.
I felt that.
I know you look totally
different.
Like your body language, you've gone from being like this, like, oh yeah, to like, yeah, I feel different now. Taking world over.
I can't wait to stand up there and be crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love being crazy.
I love being crazy.
Yeah, I like that big kid energy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We've definitely got that.
Yeah, we haven't we?
But that's probably why we got
You want to be in my gang, my gang, my gang. You want to be in... Oh, my God. Well, it's 11 minutes past 1. 111.
Wow.
That is amazing. I mean, probably not by the time you're listening to this podcast, but here whilst we're recording it is literally 111. So with that then, what I want to just touch on really quickly. So over the past few episodes, we've covered the origin story, how we met, how the Millionaire method came about. We've also covered how important your beliefs are in the contributor to your success. Then we've gone through, how a belief coding session works, creating an offer. We're going to go through the strategy now of once you've got your offer, you need to start becoming aware of how you need to market yourself, how you need to get your offer out there. If you are not ready to do things like paid advertising, one thing you absolutely have to do is you got to start looking at where are the people hanging out that you need. So I remember when I first started coaching, and like this is again, the power of beliefs and the power of having great. And I want you to talk about your journey actually. When I first started coaching, literally, even though I had like a following of like 50,000 on Instagram, I thought, no, I need to build this community by myself. If this is what I'm going to teach people, I have to do it by myself. And I'd literally message everybody in my phone book. I'd be like, hey, it's Jess, can you share this? And I'd do that cringy feeling where you're like, oh God, I feel like I'm really imposing on people, but I had to take the action.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't take the action, I wouldn't have been able to grow that community. And like that community then funded like ads, it funded everything, but it had to start from somewhere. And I think if you're listening to this and you don't want to spend money on ads, you know, what else can you do to get your people, your tribe, your community to become aware of you? What were the different things that you did?
So I just started showing up and talking about my own journey, about my things that I was working on through myself. And then obviously the right people was resonating with me or relating to what I was saying. And then they would get in touch. And then when I first started this journey, I didn't even know, I always knew that I was going to work with children and young people, just didn't know how. Yeah. So I was creating the program and the course, like I was studying.
For this moment right now, Gemma.
For this moment, yeah. But there's been years of study gone into it. And then obviously finding belief coding was just like, this is going to be something big.
Can I talk to you about your other businesses that you had?
Yeah.
Because I think this is it. Like, so we've talked about your journey, we've talked about your personal life. And I think sometimes people believe that, you know, your success, it's just one of those things that happens. Whereas when I look back over the many years, like I've had so many failed businesses, like, you know, I've had to close companies down because it just didn't like generate. It just hasn't been, it's been like on and off. Do you know what I mean? It's only really from properly stepping into this version that I've allowed myself to just be totally okay with everything. And when I look at everything, every failure I've had, everything I've had to learn, everything that's gone wrong, it's given me a deeper understanding of how to make things go right. And that's from like doing events, that's from, what else have I done? Like fashion brand, just everything. But what about your experience? So like from everything you've already learned in comparison to now, how is that going to help? Or like what can you share with the listeners that are going to help them to start thinking about how they can get clients? Because you've done PT, you've done boot camps, you've done working on the Blackpool Pier. So how can they start thinking about if they are where you were and where I was, they don't have the money for ad spend, they don't have the cash flow, but they need to get clients?
I think that just sharing their journey and putting their passion out there, because the right people will obviously connect with them. And setting up doing free activities, or, you know, like even with my other businesses, I used to put a free wellness day on. So then they could have a chance to meet me. They could have a chance to test out and trial a couple of things. And, you know, there's loads of things like that people are going to show up. If it's free or very low ticket, they're going to show up, and then you're keeping the people that are your people.
Yeah. Do you know what's interesting? Actually, just going into that. So that's a really, really good idea. So if you're offering something for free, also add a monetary value on it. So turn it to my wellbeing day, your fur free taste today worth £89, £100, because one of the strategies that we're teaching with Gemma, so her first strategy, she's gone into her launch. We created her test offer. Then she's gone into a launch that's generated 30 odd grand's worth of cash flow. That cash flow now, we're going to probably spend maybe anywhere from £2,000 to £5,000. How do you feel about that, by the way?
It's all right.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, we're going to spend this as your money. I actually don't know how much you're willing to spend. But we're going to spend money from what she's already generated for free onto her ad spend. So what I want you guys to really, really hone in on, we need to think about how can you get the money on the table first, offering what you need to offer, that then we can start to reinvest into growing an audience, growing sales, growing a client base, which will then start to ascend up your value ladder. Am I making sense here?
Yeah, I love it.
I feel like sometimes I'm talking like a bit of a blah, 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 blah language.
No, it's perfect.
Okay, cool. So actionable tips. What can we get our viewers to take home from this? Bear in mind, I'm hoping we have got viewers. I'm saying, what can our viewers have listening? YouTube views, 3 million.
So we've talked about, obviously, they need to get, how can they make what they're selling sexy?
Yeah.
The more that they can fall in love with what they've got, the more that other people are going to love it, because that passion's just going to come through, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's all about, you've got to be confident and comfortable in what you're actually offering.
I'm just thinking, actually, so for the purpose of this experiment, this is just another download, but I really want everyone listening I want it to be really achievable. So I'm thinking, if we're going to do this, why don't we do another free launch where you don't spend any more money on ads, but we do what we've just told them to do. Then we get more clients on board. And then from that, that's the cash flow that we're then going to put into the ad spend.
Right, let's
How
do
do you
it.
feel about that? Because this will, again, like when we did Gem's first launch, it was literally a case of her going live, doing a few like conversations, and then people booking calls in. That generated the money, and you like nearly every single person that you spoke to wants to become a member because the offer was sexy, the mission is sexy, everything is in perfect alignment, and this will give you guys a bit more time to really think about, what is your offer? What can you give people that is actually going to help them? And the reason why I say that is, if you know that you are actually doing something that is valuable to your customers, to your clients, you don't even need to sell it because you being passionate about it will sell itself.
Yeah.
It's true, isn't it?
Exactly that, yeah.
I think that's the thing as well, like with belief coding and even with like my high ticket coaching programs, I know what I can do. So I know the power of the work I do, I know the power of belief coding. So I find it really easy to sell it because I'm not even
Well, they
selling
are
it.
buying into you. They're investing into you as well, aren't they? That's the.
Oh, that made me feel scary then. I was like, ooh, that's weird, isn't
They're
it?
investing in you, like they're believing in you that you're going to be able to coach them to be very similar. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Like success does leave clues. And if you follow the clues, you get the success. Yeah. I think as well what's interesting though, I'm excited to share the lessons that we've learned and everything. So yeah, from next week, we're going to go really heavy into strategy. But what we will be doing every episode, just so you know the format from now leading up to it, we're going to talk about the beliefs that Gemma has changed, where they went to. And then also, what else are we going to do? The beliefs Gemma's changed, where they've gone back to, and the strategy side. So with everything, every time we're creating strategy, just like we discussed then about going into a launch, building the funnel, more beliefs will come up, more thoughts will come up. So what we want to do is we kind of, every time something comes up, we want to belief code it, see where it comes from, heal it. So then she takes like inspired action, but it feels natural. It feels good. She feels confident taking that action. That's what we absolutely want to do. So what we will be doing before we come back, we'll have gone into a free launch with Gem. You should be able to watch that back. I'm saying that now actually because again, this hasn't even happened yet, but now we're committing to it, so we have to do it. So by the time you come to the next episode, we'll have gone into Gemma's free launch. We'll document it all so you can see it. That we do actually have a WhatsApp channel called the Millionaire Method. Please feel free to join that. I actually don't know how to join that. We'll put a link in the description below. And anything else you can think about?
I'm excited again.
Okay, so
I've gone from feeling nervous, sick, vulnerable, all since sitting in this seat, and now I'm like, woohoo, this is coming, girl.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you next week for episode 5. And yeah, the Millionaire Method. This is the
Experiment.
Will she make it or won't she? Find out.